units, be advised, major accident on the highway, multiple vehicles involved.
Unit 12 on scene, sealing off the area now.
Copy that, setting up the perimeter.
Life is a mystery. How can this be happening? I met my husband Peter some years ago in college during a study session in the library. He was charming and I fell in love with him immediately. He was the quiet engineering major with the crooked smile and the habit of tapping his pencil in perfect rhythm to whatever song was stuck in his head. I was the literature major who couldn't stop quoting poetry at him. Our relationship started off from here rather quickly, as though we had been waiting to meet all day. We married 2 years later in a small garden ceremony with string lights and wildflowers. I wore my mother's veil. He wore the same nervous grin he'd had the day we met. Life was ordinary in the best way. We bought a little house on the edge of town, planted tomatoes in the backyard, and argued over whose turn it was to do the dishes.
Look at these tomatoes, they're ripening so well.
They really are. All that care paid off.
This one's ready. Here, feel how firm it is.
Oh wow, perfect. We should pick more.
Definitely. Let's get a basket. We should plant some peppers next.
Good idea. I'll clear some space. Let's go home.
Sounds good.
So cozy in here.
Perfect for our tomatoes.
I want to make your favorite meal.
Thank you, sweetheart. Wow, this is really nice as always. I love it.
Thank you, baby. Peter, I've been feeling different lately. Tired, nauseous in the mornings. I think we might be pregnant.
This is amazing. We should go see a doctor tomorrow.
Yes, let's do that. I'm so nervous about today.
Don't be. It's going to be great.
I can't believe we're finally going to find out.
I know. It feels so real now.
What if the doctor confirms it? A baby?
Then we'll be the luckiest parents ever.
We're here. Let's go confirm our future.
I have your results. I have wonderful news. You're pregnant. Congratulations.
Oh my God, are you serious?
This is incredible. Everything looks perfect.
Thank you so much, doctor.
You're very welcome.
I can't believe we're actually shopping for the baby.
I know. It's surreal. Let's get the diapers first.
Good idea. These are the ones the doctor recommended.
Perfect. Let's grab them.
This is so exciting. We need diapers.
Right. I'll grab a cart.
Perfect. Oh, these look good.
Great. In they go.
We're ready for this. Then came the day that erased everything. Peter had driven to the next town for a work meeting. The roads were slick from an early spring rain. He was involved in a multiple collision and the impact was very severe.
I might be late tonight. This meeting could drag on longer than expected.
Call me when you're done.
I will. Take care of yourself.
When the police came to my home, their faces were already carrying the weight of bad news.
Good evening, ma'am. Are you Mrs. Peter?
Yes, is everything all right?
Ma'am, we're from the local police department. We're here regarding your husband, Mr. Peter.
My husband, what happened? Is he okay?
There was an accident earlier today, a road traffic collision.
No, that can't be. I just spoke to him this morning. He was fine.
I understand this is difficult to hear. Your husband sustained serious injuries. He was transported to Houston Methodist Hospital for emergency care.
Serious injuries? What are you saying? Is he alive?
Yes, ma'am. He is alive, but he is currently unconscious.
Unconscious?
He's in a coma. The doctors are doing everything they can.
No, this isn't happening. There must be a mistake.
I'm so sorry, ma'am. We can arrange for someone to take you to the hospital right away.
I need to see him. I need to see my husband. On seeing my husband in the hospital, I collapsed to the ground. I was 8 months pregnant. I screamed his name into the cold evening air. The shock triggered early labor. The trauma was more than I could endure as the pain came swiftly and violently. Nurses rushed in, voices urgent, hands steady, but nothing could undo what had already begun. In the midst of loss, another loss unfolded. Our baby didn't make it. My husband Peter was laid to rest in a closed casket next to our unborn child in a quiet corner of the cemetery under an old oak tree. I stood there in the rain, black dress clinging to my skin, feeling as if my entire world had crumbled. In one terrible day, everything about my future, my home, my family, everything vanished. The grief was a living thing. It ate me from the inside. For months, I couldn't leave the house. Friends brought casseroles and whispered condolences. Therapists told me to feel my feelings. I tried. I screamed into pillows. I stared at old photos until my eyes burned. I replayed the last conversation we ever had. "I'll be home soon, love. Save me some of that pancakes." Until the words lost all meaning. Eventually, I survived. I sold the house, packed what little I could afford to keep, and relocated to a new city 3 hours away. I found a quiet apartment on the 3rd floor of an old brick building and a job as a copy editor at a small publishing house. I focused on survival, consciously avoiding reflection on the past. No social media, no old friends, no driving past the cemetery. I built a life that was small, safe, and numb. One fateful Sunday, I was curled on the couch with a cup of tea when I heard loud banging and scraping noises near the building's entrance. Movers. I glanced outside and saw a young family hauling boxes and furniture into the unit right next to mine. A man, a woman, and a little girl about 4 years old. The man had his back to me at first, directing the movers. Then he turned. An icy chill ran through my veins. He looked exactly like Peter. Identical haircut, same eyes. Identical haircut, same eyes. His nose and lips were even the same. They could have been twins. My heart slammed against my ribs so hard I thought it might crack them. For one delusional second, I wondered if the universe had finally broken and given me back the only thing I'd ever truly wanted. But then reality set in. My husband had died in a car crash. Peter was dead, buried, gone. I couldn't control myself. I opened my door. He was standing there, key in hand, the little girl balanced on his hip. Up close, the resemblance was even more terrifying. "Excuse me, sir. This might sound odd, but do you happen to know anyone named Peter?"
No. Anna, let's go home.
But it was too late. I'd already seen it. A tiny star tattoo on his neck he had gotten the week we found out I was pregnant. A promise that no matter what, our family would always shine. No one else in the world knew about that tattoo except me. The door slammed with a final echoing click. But the truth was already screaming inside my head. And this time, there was no escaping it. I spent the next weeks in a fever of obsession. I paced my apartment at night, replaying every possible scenario. Was he Peter with amnesia? Had the crash been faked? Was this a long-lost identical twin Peter never knew about? Was he sent by the universe to torment me? I researched late into the night for anything that could explain this mystery. None of it made sense, yet the tattoo burned behind my mind every time I closed my eyes. I started accidentally running into him in the hallway. His name was Ethan. His wife's name was Mia. The little girl was Anna, my namesake. He always avoided my eyes, but whenever they met, he wore an eerie grin, as though he was trying to remember the past. Ethan worked from home as a graphic designer. His wife Mia worked long hours as a nurse and seemed exhausted. She was polite but distant. One rainy evening, Mia was on a night shift and the movers had left a box of their things at my apartment. I knocked to return it. He answered in sweatpants, hair tousled, looking so much like Peter after a long day that my knees nearly gave out. We talked for hours on his doorstep that night. Careful, hesitant words at first, then deeper. I told him about Peter, the crash, and the baby we lost. He admitted the resemblance. From there, our friendship grew in stolen moments. Coffee in the hallway. Late-night conversations when Mia worked late and neither of us could sleep.
I feel like we should get to know each other more.
Yeah, I'd like that. What do you want to know?
Everything. Your hobbies, your dreams.
How about over coffee this weekend?
It's a date. I have to say, you look like you're having way too much fun over there.
Guilty as charged, especially when I'm with you.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush. To more fun nights like this?
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
I felt guilty. This was another woman's husband, but it was magnetic. Ethan began opening up about his own rocky marriage. Mia had been distant for years. He had stayed because of his little girl. The romance bloomed slowly, like spring after the longest winter. Secret glances turned into lingering touches. One night, after Anna was asleep and Mia was away on a training course, Ethan knocked on my door.
I can't stop thinking about you.
We kissed like people who had been starving for 3 years.
I love you, Ethan.
I love you too.
I can't believe you. How could you?
Mia, please, just listen to me.
Months later, Mia discovered the truth. There were tears, accusations, slammed doors. But in the end, she chose to leave. She said she wanted a life where she wasn't competing with a ghost. She took their little daughter with her and left the house. Ethan and I moved in together 6 months later, turning the apartment next door into our home, filled with laughter, fights, and quiet time on the balcony.
Ready for this?
Yeah, let's crush it.
Arm day. I'm excited.
Me too. Dumbbell curls?
Perfect.
Got this.
Let's do it.
You look beautiful tonight.
You clean up pretty well yourself.
Ethan brought me to life again. He didn't only fill the void, he became a complete replacement of my late husband, Peter.
And then you won't believe what she said next.
Oh, that's classic. She never changes, does she? Will you marry me?
Yes.
We married on a sunny afternoon that echoed memories of my wedding with Peter. The day felt familiar, almost haunting in its resemblance.
You may now kiss the bride.
For 2 beautiful years, we lived the life I thought had been stolen from me. We had fun and traveled for vacations to Africa and around the world. I experienced real peace.
Wow, we finally made it to Kenya.
I know, I'm so excited for this vacation.
Me too. I hope we see giraffes and zebras on safari.
And relax on the beaches?
It's going to be beautiful. This is incredible. We're really in Kenya.
It feels like a dream. The savannah is beautiful. Welcome to Kenya. You will see many animals.
Wow, what animals?
Giraffes, zebras, elephants. We are lucky. Look there, a male lion with a cub.
Wow, so close, and that giraffe.
This is incredible. Look at that mane. Quiet now, we're getting closer.
Oh, zebras, they're running.
Our vacation in Kenya was great. We came back home and started talking about having a baby. Ethan was a gentle, patient, and loving husband. Then came the new twist of fate. The nightmares about the death of my husband had completely faded. So I thought. It was a Tuesday evening. Ethan kissed me goodbye at the door.
I'll be home by 6, love. Save me some of that pasta.
I laughed and told him to drive safe. He never made it home. A truck rammed into his car on the highway. The car burnt completely. His injuries were too severe. The medic said he died instantly.
Help is on the way. Stay back from the vehicles.
We need to shut down all lanes.
At exactly 9 p.m., when red and blue lights painted the rain-streaked windows, I froze at the kitchen counter, the coffee mug trembling in my hands. My heart slammed against my ribs as heavy boots climbed the stairs outside, history circling back like a vulture. I prayed silently to God, don't let this be a second crash. But it was too late. The accident had already happened.
Mrs. Ethan, I'm afraid we have some difficult news. There has been an accident involving your husband. He didn't survive.
How can this be happening? Why am I so unlucky? Why me? Why?
I asked all the questions I could ask the universe. But the night gave nothing back. Although Ethan wasn't Peter, the man I buried 3 years ago, the same fate had befallen him. Now the life I had rebuilt from nothing slipped away again in my very eyes. After finding love again, I lost him again. And this time there would be no third chance. My love was written in the stars twice, and both times the stars burned out.